What we're gonna do now, we're gonna pour out our flour. You don't want too much flour total. So it's kind of like if you're on a first date, you don't want to get her or him too drunk where they just, throw up everywhere. You want to have a good time. So same with pasta. What's really cool is you can start smelling like the smell of the pasta. It still works out, right? See? Comes through nice. And then you got your fresh, handmade spaghetti.
Don't forget to subscribe, guys. It means so much. Thanks.
How's it going, guys? My name is Mega Miles, and welcome to a new segment on the channel called Virtual Reality. Now, I understand it sounds fucking stupid, but bear with me. It's gonna be freaking cool, I hope. All you gotta do, you take a nice, brand new VR headset like this one, then you drill a hole in it like this, and then you put your phone in it. That way you guys can see exactly what I see, except on these VR headsets, they have super magnified lenses, so really I'm seeing some fucked up shit. This video is either gonna go really great or really terribly, or just be really amusing in general. So the first video that we're gonna do, hopefully it goes well. It's gonna be really hard because my depth perception is so screwed up with this thing, but we're gonna do some handmade pasta. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully by the time I mix the pasta, I get the feel for this thing, and it turns out that I make some really amazing spaghetti for you guys. So here we go. Alright guys, here we are with our ingredients to make the pasta dough. First I'll go over the ingredients. So you got 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. You got 1 cup of 00 flour, which is like specific for pasta. You got your kosher salt, some olive oil, and some extra flour, which is very important. So first thing we gotta do with these eggs. It's not too bad. I got one eye closed so I can see a little bit better. You have no idea. It's so hard to see through this. So if this pasta dough comes out amazing, I'm gonna be so impressed. So good thing is having a good countertop that's cold. So if you have a crappy countertop, God, look at that. I'm gonna laugh when I edit this. That's for sure. Because I gotta reach very carefully, make sure I'm kind of like up in the middle. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna pour out our flour. Okay, and then set this somewhere over here, and then you're gonna make a well. So I'm gonna do it with my hands mostly. So you want to make a well in the center like that. Gotta put a little dash. Where's the olive oil? What's the irony is that this looks exactly like so normal to you guys, but on this headset, seriously, if you want to... Oh shit, I'm already pouring olive oil. I don't know, a little more from what I can tell. A little tablespoon, actually. You could make it cool with some truffle oil, which I do have, but the fact that I can barely grab the kosher salt means I'm not even going to go for truffle oil, because I could screw up the entire thing by adding too much. So a little dash of salt, hopefully in the middle of the well from what it looks like. Put this up here because we don't need it anymore. And then comes the fun part. I was like, what's that on the countertop? It's a light. So then you add like a little bit of egg. By the way, you could probably hear my dad snoring in this video. So the key here is, which makes this really hard considering what I'm doing, is you don't want to break the wall of flour here and have the egg run out all over the countertop. Then you'll be screwed. So you just gotta be patient. So just kind of work in some flour here and there. You want to pour more egg, don't you? But you tell yourself, no, I don't need more egg yet, until it gets a little goopy, which it almost is. God, this is so hard to do with this headset. But hopefully I'm teaching you guys something from a different perspective than other videos. So that's actually the truthful goal. I want to do some cooking videos or different types of videos. Eventually, I'm going to have to do a different headset, but I just kind of, oh crap, I just need to shut up and mix this pasta dough, don't I? So when it gets like this, if you pour too much, don't freak out. Just be patient. Mix it in slowly. And then see all those clumps here, just kind of work that into the middle. And then you want to push down, considering like what kind of countertops you're really on. You can push the fork down and kind of like grind away at the countertop to get all that flour. See how there's the little flour? So you can scrape that, that's totally fine. So as you work, your well is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And see how it's kind of like almost becoming more like a glue. It's kind of a signal to add a little more egg. Can I tell how much egg I added? No, but you guys can. So I can hear you screaming. You added too much egg and your well's about to break right here. But it's fine. I will rock this as best I can. But seriously, if the well broke right now, I'm so screwed. Like honestly, this VR headset's making me dizzy. Because it's that extreme. It's like, I've never been to an optometrist, but I feel like if I went and they put me on the lens I do not need, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm making pasta dough, trying to give you guys a lesson. So we're going to add the rest of the egg just to get this out the way and I can focus on one thing. So, once you get to this point, you can kind of like start coming out and flowing in, okay? And you just gotta kind of like work it in and mix it and like, see how it looks like crap right now? Don't worry, that's gonna look amazing in a minute. We're just gonna mix it all together. You gotta be patient. So, just gonna make sure no eggs running away on me. I do like a little twisty thing once it's a little thicker. It's my pasta motion. So now everything's thick enough, nothing's gonna really run away from us. So we'll just kind of like not worry about it as much. So we can kind of scoop everything in and work it all together. And then once we get everything worked together, then we start switching to our hands, but we're not there yet. Part of me really wanted to lie to you guys and like just wear the headset below, like over my nose, but no, it's literally over my eyes. I mean, I could have done it over my nose and you guys would have never known. All right, so it's getting good. So what we gotta do, we gotta flour our hands. And the reason why we're doing that is so none of the pasta sticks, but we don't want too much flour, so we're just gonna kind of flour out here, almost like you're washing your hands. So then wipe this off, set this aside over here, and then what you do, you start working this in. Okay, I like getting it all together. That way you get the excess flour that you didn't before, and you can see there's still like, we'll get that in a minute, don't worry. So, just looking around as best I can, actually. So, see, like, when you see it like this, that's totally fine. It all comes together, and as you go, you add more flour. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So you start kind of kneading it. See how it sticks to your hands? That's totally fine, too. You got your flour. Your flour is your vice, which the only reason why I'm using an actual bag of flour right now is because it's almost empty. So generally what you would do, you'd get like a little cup of flour. So, and P.S. all you chefs that are watching this video, don't fucking judge me. Let's see you cook with a VR headset on. So, yeah, that's a lot of flour, but I can't really tell how much flour that was except for touch. Watch this become like a new way to train chefs. Like, hey, have you VR trained yet? Because it's all about touch, you can't really see shit. And I'm whispering, by the way, because my entire family's sleeping. I'm over here, 5 a.m., making pasta dough for you guys with a VR headset on. So see how it's coming together? It's really good. And then what we can do, we can get our fork and get the excess off. Remember how I said you can kind of scrub the surface, almost like you're a fucking maid cleaning the countertops of all the excess pasta. You don't want any left over. Just to kind of like break it loose, because it is kind of sticky. You still probably will have to end up cleaning up after. Then you use this as your sponge almost. From what I can tell, we're cleaning up pretty decently. I'm probably not going to be able to clean that well because I can't really see what I'm leaving behind with this headset on. You guys can. It's going to be so clear for you, luckily. So, see how it's sticking to our hand still? We can kind of do this. Okay, get it all off for the most part. And then we'll use this as like a sponge. It's actually coming together really nicely. I'm surprised for the headset I'm wearing. I can tell by the feel of it. I'm no expert, don't judge me. Or don't assume what I'm claiming to be. I've made pasta a handful of times, but each time it turned out really well. And this time I decided I wanted more yellow pasta, which is a good tip for you guys, because my previous pasta was a little white. So I made sure to choose like smaller eggs, which meant it translates to less egg white, because you want the yellow from the eggs, the yolks, is what makes the color in the pasta. We need to add a little more flour, just a touch. And the reason why I say that is my hands are still sticking. So it's based on feel. So like, once you have a really good pasta dough, it doesn't stick to anything. Which, it's almost there. What we're doing when we're folding, we're coming like this, and then we push away. Fold, push, fold. Oh, that was a big fold, my bad. It's hard to see with these things. So you just fold and push, rotate, fold, push, rotate, fold, push, rotate, fold, push. Okay? And then sometimes when it starts getting sticky, I like flipping it over and continuing on like that. And as Gordon Ramsay puts it, we're activating the gluten strands. And then when you start actually really kneading it, you can feel it starting to get more sticky. It's because you're mixing everything together. I think this should be a MasterChef challenge, because it really limits you. Like, I remember, I forget her name, the one that won MasterChef blind, and I know she had a guide, but it's literally cooking by feel, which is technically what this is, because you're feeling when the pasta's right instead of just looking at it, which is still sticky a little bit, so we need a touch more flour. Christine is her name. Christine Ha. She's freaking amazing. Props to her. And what you want to do, you want to knead for like 10 minutes until everything's still smooth. And then you put it in the fridge for 20 minutes before you roll it out. I feel like that's pretty good. So, key is, you can test it, pinch it out. It almost feels a little sticky from what I've seen. It's pretty much there. I'm gonna need it just another minute with a dash more flour. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge. But the other important thing is you have to wrap it in the fridge with saran wrap, which it's an important step. So I'm taking off the headset. I'm sure you guys all know how to wrap something without leaving it exposed when you put it in the fridge. So you don't need a tutorial on that. But so far so good with this headset. I'm impressed that we've made it this far. Now, I don't want to jinx it. Rolling pasta into spaghetti from here might screw us over. And then you might not even see this part. But if you do, that means we kind of managed. Alright, so this should be good. I'm gonna wrap this, let it chill in the fridge for 20 minutes, and then I'll see you guys after. Okay guys, we're back. Set up my pasta roller, got my crank and my pasta. Or our pasta, the Mega Miles pasta. This is where it gets really difficult. And P.S., that bug that was flying around earlier, I killed him. But then I washed my hands, so relax. So you can see our pasta is darkened a little bit. Where'd my flour go? Okay. So, flour our hands. Flour the pasta a little bit. And then flour everywhere in between. Which I don't know where I just floured because I can barely see. So hopefully that was kind of where I was hoping mentally to flour. So what we're gonna do, we gotta roll it out. See how thick it is, obviously. We gotta roll it out. We're on the 0 mark. You can see it's still pretty wide, but we gotta roll it some to help. And then for spaghetti, we're going down to number 5. So we'll do that. Go down to number 5, show you guys how to do that. Flip it. You don't want too much flour total. So it's kind of like if you're on a first date, you don't want to get her or him too drunk where they just, throw up everywhere. You want to have a good time. So same with pasta. You don't want to add too much flour. So since I can't really see with, God, I gotta look at it like literally. All right, so we need to go a lot thinner, but I don't want to get it too wide because I can barely see. Gotta play it kind of conservative considering the fact I'm wearing these things. But you guys obviously get the idea. I just gotta make sure I execute it, provided my limitations. So you kind of want to flap around the pasta, just to kind of if this is your first time, get a feel for it. Like this bottom edge is too thick right now, I'm just looking at it. So this is fine right here. But I'm gonna roll out this very end. You can see, I don't know if you can see in the video, see how it's thick right there at the very end. Try to get it not as even as possible. Don't get religious about it or anything, but you just want to make your life a little easier, because what happens when it's not even is it clumps up in the machine, and then it just kind of ruins the texture. So get your crank, and then actually first we need to flour this machine. Love how I missed the flour. And also, I don't know if I can see the numbers, can I? Ooh, yes I can. Okay, I was worried about that. It's am I gonna be able to see the numbers? Alright, so we're gonna go in. I still feel like I need to roll it thinner, which I do, actually. This will definitely work. I mean, before it would have worked, if you force it into the machine, see how it's rolling in on its own? That means it's pretty much good to go. I can still feel the resistance in the machine. You can see on the edges how it clumps a little bit, which isn't ideal, but I'm wearing a freaking VR headset. It'll be fine in the end. It's not building up, so now it's free. Look, so what we're gonna do, first one's done, which is a great sign. So now we come out, we look at it. Yeah, looks like pasta. Oh my god, I gotta really be careful how I move. I almost fell. I can't even see where the handle is because this headset. This is actually really fun for me. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I'm trying to get this piece down in there. Alright, so technically you should flour each time you go through, but on the first one you should go through a few times just to get the flow going, you know what I mean? So then we take it out. Okay. And pasta is pretty like rugged until it gets super thin, so like we could like patty cake it if we wanted to, but we're not gonna do that because I'll probably get sick with this headset on, you know? So we go on 3 times, okay? See how much easier it is? It's going through now. So we can just crank it, right? Perfect, okay? So then, from here, we go down 1 level, okay? All right. 1 level. 2. Number 1. Right? There we go. Okay. And then, flour the machine. Okay. Flour your hands a little. And you gotta kind of move quick with pasta because it starts drying out and it starts getting sticky. So from here it's gonna be kind of quick, but don't rush yourself. First few you can go through entirely with this recipe as far as ingredients, because the portions it's good for one dinner. You want to kind of like make sure it's kind of fluffed out, straightened out. It's really hard to do like any kind of like flopping techniques. I call them flopping techniques. The French would frown at me, but with this headset on, I'm really limited. So then, just a dash of flour because I don't want to get too much flour in here. We'll go down to number 2, and our goal is number 5. And then when you get to number 5, just to smooth everything out, you go through number 5 a few times. You can go through twice or 3 times, whatever you feel like. Come on, pasta. There we go. I always try to be super gentle. Like, see, I'm a little off center, see how it centered itself? Which is okay, but it's because the headset's on, so you guys won't have that issue when you do it, but it's really hard for me to see. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the VR headsets, I didn't either. That's why I ordered this. I was like, yeah. I envisioned it going totally differently. And then I put this on, I was like, God, I'm screwed. It's gonna be so hard to do pasta of all things. Alright. So we'll go down to number 3. Couple more levels to go, and then we're good to go to start cutting the pasta, believe it or not. You've learned a lot, huh? Haven't you? Alright, where's my crank? I know I didn't flour it, but it's okay. Wait, is that a bug on my pasta? Did you guys see that? I saw that. Or was he on balloons? I can't really tell. At least I'm not rolling him. Hold on. See? When it's off center and bugs get in your pasta. Disgusting. Don't eat my pasta. Sorry. I seriously blame it on my sister's plants. She has these stupid cactuses. It's like a big farm. But you know what? Whatever. Ever since she got those plants in here, there's been like incessant amounts of bugs. Those little tiny gnats. Here we go, finally. Okay. Alright, so we're getting going. You always kind of like use the back of your hands, PS. And then once it starts getting longer, you don't just fold the entire sheet. You gotta pull it out because it won't fit. Then you continue on cranking. Generally like 10 to 15 spins is how much a stack is that fits under the machine. So what's really cool is you can start smelling like the smell of the pasta. When you get to this point, it's really nice. To me anyway, because I like cooking. Alright, so I'm gonna use a little flour. It's over here. Alright, and then we're going down 1 more level to number 4. It which I guess I'll leave the link to this guy in the description too. The Atmos 150 makes your life so well. Alright, so going through, got your hand like this, kind of elevated a little bit. Remember, about 10, and then you come through. Alright, it's not a big deal to get it completely straight. Let's continue on. Oops, can't see what I'm doing really. Alright, we're almost to where we're gonna have to do 3 pulls. And by pulls, I mean pulling it out of here, but we should be able to make it. Alright, this is gonna be hard because it's kind of getting long, and I can barely see. Like, seriously. Imagine the most inebriated you've ever been in your life. And that's what I'm seeing right now with this headset. It's so difficult. God. I'll be surprised if I actually cut this pasta. Which I'm only doing 1 sheet to show you guys how to cut it. Let me make sure I'm on 5. I feel like I'm on like 4.5. No, is that 5? No, that's 6. This is 5. Okay, cool. Sorry, it's hard to see with these things. Alright, so we're going through this one twice. I'm only doing twice this time because of the headset. But generally, without the headset, I'd go through it 3 times. So, 7, 8, 9, 10 or so. I wasn't really counting. Then out. We're moving quick enough, it's not getting sticky, and we're not really needing to flour this at all, just as of yet. If we were to like make something like ravioli and go down to number 10 or 9 or whatever, I think it goes to 9, but then we might need to start flouring. But as of right now, we're fine. That's totally good. Okay, almost through. Alright, find the end of this guy. Try to get a little longer. Okay, we're gonna go through one more time. Same setting, number 5. And this is for spaghetti, just FYI. So different pastas require different thicknesses. I think fettuccine is the same, number 5, on this machine. So go through one more time. And what this does by going through twice, just makes the actual pasta a little bit smoother. Alright, so now we're on to cutting. So I actually need a knife. Let me grab a knife real quick. But first, before we get there, we gotta just kind of set it down. You always kind of want to use the back of your hands, because if you use your fingers, your thumbs, you start stretching the pasta unnecessarily. So let me grab a knife. I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Okay guys, so I got my knife. So what we're gonna, what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold the pasta in this direction so we can cut the first portion. I'm gonna do this by my vision. So you think about noodles when you're eating pasta. And I feel like this is about 1 foot, which is what you want. So then you cut, okay? Make sure you cut nice and neat, okay? And then generally you do that all the way down, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna attach our cutter. This is spaghetti, okay? To, like I said, it's hard for me to see. Like this, I believe. Might have to take the headset off for this purpose, but, or I'll just edit the struggle out. Okay guys, so I got it on. I was actually upside down. But just keep in mind it says spaghetti on top. Okay, so you take your crank, put it in here, okay? And it's as simple as this. So you put it through here, okay? And then the key is, just to make your life a little easier, well, one, getting it to fit in, which should be easy, provided you're not wearing what I'm wearing. Then you got the crank, okay? And then so what I do, I go like halfway through or so. Don't worry about like it being off center, that's because I'm wearing the headset. But then you come under this piece and you start grabbing your spaghetti, which doesn't look cute. So maybe the ones on the right are going to be a little ugly or a little short because of the fold, which generally, like if I wasn't wearing the headset, I'd be paying attention to that, so that don't judge me for that, but it still works out, right? See? Comes through nice. And then you got your fresh, handmade spaghetti. And then you hang it up to dry. If I can do this correctly. This headset on, damn it. Alright, here we go. Look. And then, this is the Mega Miles spaghetti. So I'm going to do the rest of these sheets without this dang headset on. But yeah, you let it dry. And then keep in mind, fresh pasta takes like a lot less time to cook. So I generally do mine, depending on the thickness. In boiling water, I do it like 5 to, that's what the fold cost, P.S. 5 to about, actually 5 minutes. Once it's dried, actually. If we were to cook it now, it's like a minute, 2 minutes, easy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me if you enjoy these, you want me to make more like cooking instructional videos, and I'd be happy to. So yeah, either way, I'll see you guys in the next one.